feel comfortable around Heath. I feel like I'm being set up. Hello, Aromas. This is Aromie here. Welcome back to Love Embrace Hollywood. Red Embrace Hollywood. Love Embrace Hollywood. Last episode ended up quite awkwardly because then I realized as I was like skipping through the story of Lazarus here, it was already the end time for the episode. So sorry if it ended really weird, but here we are. Finished talking to him with his backstory. I totally forgot that Markus was the one that found Lazarus. But anyway, since that day I've never seen him again. I know his name, Markus. He's everywhere. I realized Lazarus was shaking, his eyes watering from never blinking throughout his story. I took the name he gave me, Lazarus, and I became this. I don't know how many people I've killed since then, humans and vampires. I'd rather kill humans instead of vampires, even though I learned to like both. These days, it's just vampires. With the police, it's hard to get away with humans, since I don't get anything out of killing junkies and vagrants. If I take somebody's life, I want to see their meaningless, pathetic happiness getting crushed. White middle-class pieces of shit from a church, or a diner, or a restaurant businessman, or a rich businessman, restaurant businessman, or some entitled cunt from a university. I want somebody who's crazy enough to think happiness is normal, someone who thinks they're happy to be alive, like they're even alive at all. I want to see the secret second where their bubble breaks, and horror and hatred and fear makes them finally human. I'm not sorry, and I'm never going to be sorry. It was society that made me for what I am. So society should face me and suffer for it. It's only fair. By the time he finished speaking, I had the feeling that Lazarus barely recognized I was there. He was just talking to himself, staring right through me. After a long moment, he slowly turned away. Then, without another word, he left, dragging himself down the tunnel with silent, almost non-existent footsteps. With Lazarus' last haunted expression still fresh in my mind, I made my way slowly back to the street. Time had passed quickly and the night was already almost over. Time to head back. As I returned to my room, I still felt slightly unnerved from my earlier brush with death. The sight of all those bodies stayed fresh in my mind. What if our places had been reversed and my corpse was lying there right now while they all walked free? If not for my mysterious savior, that situation might have come true. The thought didn't give me any comfort as I huddled in for another dreamless rest. Another free night. I woken up peacefully for once and without any mission or urgent request waiting for me. It seemed too good to be true, almost. I dressed myself and decided to head outside, taking the opportunity to prowl around Hollywood a little more. But just as I reached for the door, ring, ring, the phone began to wail at me. I hadn't been expecting a call, so my curiosity made me hurry over to answer it. Hello? Hello, Michiko. So nice to hear you again. A gentle, melodic voice murmured through the receiver. Heath's voice. Heath? Wow, I wasn't expecting a call from you. I thought you'd be somebody else. That's how I'm feeling, though. But I wasn't expecting him to call me, so let's go with I wasn't expecting a call from you. You weren't. Well, I hope it was a pleasant surprise. I'm outside the abattoir right now. You see, it's completely packed. There's a big party going on. I thought you might want to come see the action. He hesitated for a moment, then added more shyly, and maybe keep me company if it's not too much to ask. It might be dangerous for me since I was attacked yesterday. I know, it's awful. I still can't believe anyone would do that to you. A somber note entered his tone, although it quickly shifted to something gentle and persuasive. But the streets are safe tonight, especially since most everyone's at the abattoir. They know the war will escalate soon. This might be one of your last chances to see some particular faces before everything gets crazy. And if you're still afraid of being attacked, I'll escort you back to the hotel. How selfless of you. I don't know if I'd say that, but thank you. He let out a warm laugh, traces of excitement leaking into his voice. You won't regret coming out tonight, I promise. I feel like I'm gonna die. As if by fate, a housekeeper knocked at my door right after I hung up, shooing me out into the hall. What the hell? I left the hotel and grabbed a taxi, speeding off into the LA night. A big party, Heath had said. I wonder who was there. The club was a designated neutral ground, so in theory, anyone could show up. But with tensions as high as they were, could the evening really end without a fight? I'm kinda scared I'm gonna die. The cab dropped me off by the abattoir and I wandered inside curious. Then when I stepped past the bouncers, I realized Heath hadn't been lying. I re-entered the dance floor was swarming with bodies, slamming and grinding to the industrial metal that blasted through their club. Wherever I looked, sharp fangs glinted back at me, mingled with the grins of ignorant humans and the darkness around them. Michiko! Someone lightly squeezed my arm, trying to get my attention. Oh, hi, Heath. I'm seeing you more than your actual route. I turned to see Heath right behind me, his pale face reflecting the lights. I'm so happy you decided to come. I thought you might leave me hanging. I'm sure you've got a lot of important things to do. I try to never leave people hanging if I can help it. Nothing as important as you are. Yes, I had the night blocked out for ping pong practice. No, I try to never leave people hanging if I can help it. No, I'll hold you to that in the future then. Why don't we wander over to the bar? I'll get you a drink before someone else recognizes you and tries to chat you up. After the last few nights, I could use a drink. Just plain blood if you don't mind. Thanks, I'd love one. My pleasure. I'm getting kind of I'm getting kind of worried. Like, I don't feel comfortable around Heath. I feel like I'm being set up. We were to weave through the crowd together, past the throngs of entwined vampires and humans. But as we approached the bar, I noticed a group standing not far off. A group with some faces I recognized. At least here we can. Hey, Michiko, that you? A different voice called my name. Hi, Randall. Heath's eyes met Randall's, and a crushing tension suddenly filled the air. You guys together? Didn't see that one coming. Not together. Why is that a surprise? They're both in the same house. Then Randall muttered a few disparaging words. He turned his head away. If me being here bothers you so much, I'll leave. But you shouldn't bring Michiko into this. Who said I'm bringing her into anything? I just don't like the idea of you sinking your claws into her and making her feel sorry for you. Heath never sank his claws into me, Randall. Maybe you should leave, Heath. Listen, there's no need to fight over me. Randall, Heath never sank his claws into me. Chill. Yeah, that's what you say, but... Randall, please, every time I see you two together, I always wonder which one will outlast the other. It's Markus? Please be Markus. A third voice rang out over theirs. Almost instantly, everyone in the group went silent. Oh, thank God, my hero. There stood Markus at my flank, giving the other two a detached smirk. Like, bitch, where were you these past few weeks? It seemed like no one had noticed his approach, even the vampires facing me. And yet, I find it so terribly amusing that when you stand side by side, you seem so very similar in the end. They both visibly flinched. The atmosphere felt almost unbearably tense, like Markus had crossed into forbidden territory. Should I agree with him? Technically, from afar, if you didn't know, you would think it was just the, average people fighting at a bar. You're right, something about them is very similar. The fuck's your problem, Markus? Clenching his teeth together, Randall growled lowly, throwing Markus an accusing glare. You must be pretty fucking blind if you're comparing me to that piece of shit. We're nothing alike. He's always unusually cool, betraying a hint of bitterness. I don't know why you'd even say that, unless you're trying to rile us up. Rile you up? Why, that's nonsense. When have I ever done such a thing? The grin on Markus's face slowly grew wider, as if he were feeding on Heath and Randall's discomfort. Neither of you would exist as you are without the other. You're merely the same desires under different names. Of course, I wouldn't exist as I am without both of you either. But I can't acknowledge it. Nobody seemed to know how to respond. Both Heath and Randall were equally speechless, with a strange emotion mirrored in their eyes. Even with the pounding music and voices all around us, the silence felt deafening. You really lost it, didn't you? Randall stared at Markus with a conflicted, unhappy frown. Much to the contrary, Randall, I have found it. Found it? You found your calling? Markus reached down for my hand, threading his fingers with mine. Oh, okay. But your factual errors aside, I didn't come here just to admire yin and yang. Indeed, I came for Michiko, and I'll be taking her for a time, I'm afraid. Aww. Despite his casual words, I sensed a hint of urgency in Markus's voice. Michiko, he gave me a pitying look, like he felt sorry that I had to deal with Markus. Markus, what about Heath? He invited me. I guess I'm being taken. Bye, Heath. Randall. Wait, where are we going? No, I guess I'm being taken. Bye. Bye. Come, we wasted enough precious time already, I'd say. I only care for Markus in this route. Leaving behind the mutters and curious stares that followed us, Markus steered me away from the bar. I could see an obvious satisfaction on his face. It was probably good we left when we did. That look would have riled up Randall and Heath even more. I apologized for my dramatic interruption caught me off guard. He murmured in my ear over the music, flashing me an elusive grin as we walked. But I wished to speak with you privately without either of them following us along. I'm pretty sure you just enjoyed causing chaos. Oh, so you were just acting back there. They're still arguing, so it must have worked. I don't know. I'm gonna choose... I'm pretty sure you just enjoyed causing chaos. The universe was created from chaos, so why can't other beautiful things be? Wait, is that him? Is that Markus? Hey, can I have your autograph, man? A vampire suddenly scurried in front of our path, handing Markus a marker and a piece of paper. After a slight pause, Markus scribbled down a signature or something resembling one. Thanks, man. Oh, hey! Is it really true you and Randall went to high school together? Where on earth did you hear that? We weren't even alive at the same time, so I'm afraid your theory is impossible. He slipped past the vampire, shaking his head in bafflement. They're going to the blog right now and say that the rumor of Markus and Randall going to high school together is wrong. But we'd only gone a few steps when someone else brushed past. What are you doing here? How can you show your face in public after killing Jackie? She shouted accusingly at him, her fangs flashing with each word. I'm gonna push people out of the way. Instead of replying, Markus grasped my shoulder and pulled me through the crowd. Killing Jackie? What's he talking about? Where are they getting these rumors from? After the night at the beach, my reputation has become increasingly contested. Some of my new enemies also claim I regularly drowned puppies, skinny dip in virgin blood with Andre, and once even bit the head off a rat. Thankfully, only one of those things is true. Which one? Wait, is that Markus with Michiko? They're a couple? Since when? Since forever. I heard he wrote Michiko's name in blood on the street. What the fuck? I know that's not real. Markus sighed gently, looking almost as amused as he did annoyed. Well, I didn't know you were so romantic, Markus. This would be getting a little out of hand. You should set the record straight. Wow, I didn't know you were so romantic, Markus. Nor did I, Michiko, nor did I. It was silly. Quickly, let us hurry towards the bathrooms. I don't want to go in there. The only individuals near there are too busy ingesting class 1 substances to notice our sober selves. Together we maneuvered past all the hecklers and admirers. Luckily they didn't follow us very far. But as we pushed along, I realized we were repeating the same path I made twice before. Heading for that dark hallway. Twice before? One was in my dream, one was reality, wasn't it? Before long we were safely hidden in the shadows and Markus came to a stop. Oh, the music's changed. But he hesitated before speaking, studying me silently for a moment. If you wait too long, our entourage might come after us. Something's wrong, isn't it? Are you admiring my beautiful face? No, let's stop joking now. I'm pretty sure this is a very important discussion. Something's wrong, isn't it? Is anything ever right? With a quiet sigh, Markus leaned back against the wall, his voice dropping to a low murmur. Despite our efforts the other night, I still cannot consume blood. Are you turning into a human? There is no way! But you don't look as sick as before. Damn it. Is there anything else we can do? I have no answer for that, Michiko. Perhaps you needn't fear for me. Curiously enough, my body no longer feels weak. I wanted to investigate my new condition more, but I no longer have time to myself. Markus cast a brief glance back towards the dance floor, then warily closed his eyes. No matter where I go, eyes and words follow close behind, eager to utilize or demonize me? Demonize? I don't know. And many of them claim you as their reason. Me? What? But don't people know we're intimate? We're intimate? Really? We are? I'm now just aware of this. Who's going after you? No, me. That appears to be an irrelevant detail. Some more radical Mavar trying to hunt me down, believing I pulled you and other vampires away from Randall's cause. At the same time, the Golgotha continued to hound me, saying I ought to join you on Andre's side. And then last night I received an unsigned note. The sender implied they'd hunt down both of us together to end unfinished business. Markus lifted one hand then, trailing his fingers lightly down my cheek. I'm confused. As his dimly glowing eyes searched mine, he offered me a small, uncertain smile. Death alone does not frighten me, but the thought of leaving your companionship so soon is almost unbearable. Aww. Are you saying we have to separate to be safe? I'm not going to let you die, Marcus. This time I'll protect you. Couldn't we run away together from Hollywood? No, we will be forever chased. But you knew this would happen after you gave that speech. I don't think he knew in the moment that he would fall for us, if that's what he's implying. I'm not going to let you die, Marcus. This time I'll protect you. Then who will protect you? I don't know. Despite his sober words, Marcus didn't sound desolate or grim like he had after the attack. You know what I'm realizing? He's starting to put trust in us, right? I felt like there was something different in his eyes now, a different sort of strength. I don't resent these threatening letters, nor their senders. Indeed, it's important to live one's life as if death could swoop down at any moment. You might be surprised how easy it makes some questions to answer. For instance, if we were to shiver and fall lifeless at this very moment, would you regret that we'd never been intimate? No, not really, because you still gave me a kiss in my dream, and and a hug, and hold hands. That's pretty a lot to me. His sudden question sounded intense and curious despite its hesitation. For our bodies to connect, to bond, is it important to you, Michiko? No, I don't need sex to feel close to you. Well, I mean, I know. Not to me. Personally, no, I don't care. No. Are you... Is he upset or is he okay with that? I suppose that is some of a relief. It is? With your shop, I thought sex was important to you. I figured there was a reason you hadn't brought it up. It is for me too, but I didn't expect you to react like that. I figured there was a reason you hadn't brought it up. Sex fascinates me, and I know that to many souls on this earth it is an essential need. But as I mentioned before, for me there is only one type of love. Pure, innocent, and unconditional. Therefore, when I am intimate with someone, I love it. For someone I love, it feels strange, as if I were touching a friend or a sibling. Wait, what? I become detached from myself, unable to feel anything, watching somebody else wear my skin. But through my shop, I can be close enough to fulfill my fascination without that discomfort. Wait, what? Okay, his type of love he likes is pure, innocent, and unconditional. When I am intimate with someone I love, it feels strange, as if I were touching a friend or a sibling. So, when he... So, let me get this straight. I'm confused, obviously. But his way of love is not super love. It's just like how you would love a sibling, like he's saying. It won't reach a different barrier or a different route of love where it's different from your family to your significant other. Is that what he's telling me? Have you always felt like that, or only since you returned? So is our relationship just a friendship? There's nothing wrong with that if it makes you happy. I mean, if he's happy, he's happy. To be honest. I'm sure there's not a lot of people that could like deal with this though. But I think I can personally deal with it. There's nothing wrong with that if it makes you happy. Not happy per se, but I accept it. If nothing else, it keeps me from making important decisions with my genitalia, as the saying goes. It's kind of, I guess it's kind of like more of a shock factor because, you know, he works at a sex shop, but he doesn't like do that stuff. His quiet words were almost heartbreakingly honest, like they'd surfaced from the most buried place inside of him. It reminded me of that first night I visited Marcus's shop, only now our conversation felt even more open and vulnerable. Though now that we'd seen inside each other's heads, maybe that was to be expected. None of this diminishes my love for you, Michiko. No, from the moment you chose to accompany me on this path, I decided I would cherish you no matter what. Really? But you told me to not trust anyone! I couldn't care less what you look like, or what form your past takes, or whether our flesh would ultimately connect. He reached out, trailing the back of his hand along my cheek, his fingers ice cold but incredibly gentle. And nothing would make me happier than knowing you feel the same way. Is that what you pulled me out here to say? Marcus? Marcus? Michiko, are you there? Just then a voice urgently called out to us from around the corner. Heath, what are you doing? Oh my god, I'm so over time. Thanks, Heath, for coming, actually. The next moment, Heath stepped into view, his eyes blinking onto us worriedly. So, I'm assuming in Marcus's route, obviously there is no sex scene. Because he's already stated that he doesn't... His type of love isn't like that. Which is quite interesting, to be honest. I feel like if we put his type of love into today's society, I guess you would say it's like asexual, right? I don't know. That's what it seems like to me, that he would be like an asexual type of guy, which is totally fine. But all right, it's better than fucking Heath. We never actually got to that part because, you know, he wanted to do it high and shit, and I was not down for that. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.